hello, y'all. So today is May 22nd, 2022, and I have been keeping very busy these last couple of weeks and just moving full force with treatment and with celebrations and my family. And so I had to just stop myself and say, I have to record. And so since today is Sunday, this previous Friday, I started round 4. So this previous Friday, which was Friday, May 20th, I started round 4 of chemo. And it went really well. I met with the doctor first because I always meet with him before each treatment. And I didn't record this time my visit with him because it kind of went sort of like the other visits you've seen on my YouTube channel with him. We talked about, how I was feeling. I let him know how I felt, which I told him, I haven't had too much change, but I have noticed some changes in my body, and I'm going to talk to you guys about that. We felt where the tumor was. Still, we don't feel it, so that is a great thing. And since we've had to reduce my chemo that I've already talked about in the other videos, we had to reduce the strength of the chemo because it actually was kind of too strong for me, because it was just making me unable to complete chemo on time. So that's why I'm so far behind. If you remember, I was supposed to have been finished with chemo May 13th, but every time I would get the chemo, it would kind of push me back. Like my body would get so tired and my white blood cells would just take way too long to kind of come back up so I could get the next treatment. So they reduced the strength of the chemo because they said, hey, it is working. The tumor is, dissolving. But at the same time, it's making you so weak. So they decided to reduce the strength of the chemo, which I've already talked about in the other video. So that's why I'm still here, May 20th, maybe May 22nd, still not finished with chemo. But, so yeah, that's how the doctor visit went. And we talked about the plan going forward because now we're starting to plan surgery. He is planning for me to meet with the breast surgeon now because I'm actually almost finished with the actual chemo portion of the treatment. And like we talked about already, I still am going to do immunotherapy and some other things going forward. I'm not sure quite yet what those other things are that my oncologist have in mind because we're really trying to take it one step at a time, and he's still looking over a good plan for me. But I do know that we are going to do immunotherapy. How many more immunotherapy treatments we're going to do, I don't know yet. But that is the plan, is to do more immunotherapy treatments going forward. So let me see, what else did we talk about at the doctor visit? Let me see. We talked about my blood count because when like I said, when we get there, we always draw blood and they see what my count is. And so my count was good as far as the white blood cells. But this time my platelets was high and I didn't know, it's so sunny today. I didn't know what high platelets could do. So the nurse was just telling me, hey, your platelets are high. So we want to make sure that if I'm experiencing like any tightness in my chest or my legs or my arms, to just be aware of that, because apparently if you have high platelet count, you could be at risk for blood clots. So I never experienced that before, but that was something that was told to me this time. So that was something kind of a little alarming. But as in everything, as in this whole process, God is moving, and I'm not afraid. I give it to him. I'm not gonna have no blood clot. We're gonna claim that. But they tell you stuff, so they want you to be aware of it too. So I appreciate that. I appreciate all the care that they give me. They are awesome, wonderful nurses, and I love them because they always take so much good care of me. But that was the doctor visit. So it wasn't too much of a change from what you've already seen in the past. But we did talk about the plan moving forward, about having more immunotherapy, about having the surgery now, starting to plan that surgery, what we're going to do afterwards, after the surgery. We're still working on that plan. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. But the main reason why I wanted to do this video is to talk about things I've been feeling throughout this whole process. So, and just to kind of give a synopsis, because now I'm coming to the end of the actual chemo treatment portion of this this cancer this time. So, what I've noticed that is different from in the past. So in the past, my hair came completely out. I lost all of it, all over. And this time, I have witnessed some shedding of my hair, and you can't really tell now because I have it pulled back in a really, really tight ponytail today. But throughout this process, I have shedded some hair, but I have not lost all of my hair. And that's just all glory to God. Because you guys, if you don't remember, that was one of the things that I asked God for. That was me being bold in prayer when this whole thing started. I was like, okay, God, we're going to do this time. You said your yoke, Lord God, is easy and your burden is light. So if that is the case, and I believe you for it, let me not lose my hair. Let me be able to continue to work. Let me have energy to do things with my kids, with my husband, my family. And I ask God for these things with an open heart. And let me just say, he has delivered on each and every one of those things that I boldly asked him for. And to me, a bold prayer is going against what people say is going to happen, going against what you even think may happen or experience in the past, right? That's a boldness in it. That's the boldness prayer that I prayed. And I was like, okay, God, don't let me lose my hair. That was, after I said all those things about having energy, being able to do stuff, being able to work, the last part was like, and let me not lose my hair, right? And I kind of like threw that in, knowing that God is able to do everything and anything. But at the same time, my mind sometimes works one way, going the other way. And I was like, so I'm going to throw this in. Because, I'm going to see. And this was before I knew anything about the new chemo treatments or anything, that technology has now come up with. I didn't know anything about it. And so that was my prayer to him. And my God, our God, if you believe in the same God I believe in, sure enough, shows out. And so, like I said, I have experienced some shedding, but not a lot of shedding at all. And then some people say, well, why did you cut your hair off? It needed to go. If you look at that video and you see like the damage that happened from me dyeing my hair last year in 2021, then it needed to, the part that we did cut off needed to go. We was expecting all of it to come out though. Honestly, even though I had asked God for it, I didn't know what was going to happen. And so, so I still got hair on my head. And like, I think for a lot of people, they look at that and they go like, oh my gosh, you're going through cancer. You look great. You look amazing. And I just thank God for it, because you don't have to look like what you're going through. You absolutely don't have to look like what you're going through, what you're enduring. And that comes from God. All of that comes from God. And it just kind of makes me all warm in the inside. Because God is so amazing and so faithful that when people look at me, and I get it, sometimes I feel, tired and stuff like that. But like when people do look at me and they say, oh my gosh, you look great. You don't look like a cancer patient. And that's just another cue for me too, another lesson learned for me, and hopefully another lesson learned for anybody else, that you never know what people are going through. You never know what battle they're facing or what they're having to endure, because its outside shell can look like one thing, but you could be going through something else internally. And so that is another reason why we should be kind to people, and just have our hearts and minds open, because you never know. And so, yes, so I still have hair. And I thank God for that, because that was a bold prayer. And let me tell you, never turn down the opportunity to have a bold prayer, because that's when God gets all the glory. Because what people expect and then what he do, you can't do nothing but give God all the glory. When you can't take credit for something that is amazingly happening, you better give God credit for it. Give him all the glory, because it's definitely him. So hair is still there. Have experienced some shedding, not a lot, and I thank God for it. Another thing I've noticed that has happened to my body since chemo is I get like dark circles on my face, or like kind of little like splashes on my face, and you can't see too many now. It's a little bit. I don't have any makeup on my face. I do have a little bit on my brows, because I think my brows get a little shady, but I don't have any makeup at all on my face. But I do think that when I have chemo treatments, especially when I have the combination with the chemo and the immunotherapy, I've noticed that I have like blotches come on my face. But when I have like a break in between, then my face kind of clears up. So since I had chemo this Friday, the 20th, today's the 22nd, since I had chemo this Friday and the immunotherapy combination, I'll probably start to see like more blotches on my face, or my eyes will get a little darker, kind of around next week, like the start, or maybe the end of this week, like this coming Thursday, since today's Sunday, this coming Thursday, I may start to see like little darker circles on my face, or little like blotches on my face. I've noticed that, but when I had that break, that week off, you know, guys, you know, I have like a week off, then my face will clear up really nicely, and then it's time to go, you know, right back into the chemo, and that's when I kind of get like little blotches on my face. So I really want to kind of like show you guys my face and see I'm having makeup on, so you can see how it kind of looks now. So I have noticed that like dark blotches on my face, and that is from the chemo, because I did, you know, ask the nurses and told them that I was experiencing that little side effect, and they was like, yeah, that's from the chemo, because it can cause dark circles, dark blotches on your skin. I remember even last chemo, my nails actually got really black and dark, and they actually fell off. And that's something that I have not experienced this time, because I'm not taking the same chemo treatments. So I've noticed that. Something I noticed too about my body is sometimes I'll get like a little bit more aches and pains, or I'll just get like shooting little spurs through my legs, and that I haven't, you know, noticed before, or haven't had before. And I know that it's kind of my body kind of still reacting to the chemo treatments and the immunotherapy treatments that they're giving me. And one thing I did learn from the nurse, because I was saying like each treatment, I would think that, oh, I'm recovering. I did that chemo treatment, I finished that round, I'm recovering and I'm fine. But one thing I did learn from my nurses this past Friday is that the chemo is compounding. So even though, you know, I think I got, you know, I know I got through the first, second, third round, and now I'm starting the fourth round, I was thinking, oh, that stuff is out of my body. Like I'm drinking water, I'm trying to flush it out. But I have learned that she told me that it is still compounding. So there is, you know, remnants from the first, second, and the third treatments in me. And so as I get now into the fourth treatment, fourth round, I'm starting to feel a little bit more things in my body that I probably didn't feel in the first and second round. And that's true, because I do feel sometimes a bit like sicker. Like this past Saturday, I woke up, it was my daughter's birthday, and we planned to go to the water park. And so we woke up really early to surprise her, and we filled her room up with balloons, and I was like sick as a dog to my stomach. And I told my husband, I was like, I'm really sick. I really don't feel well. And so I had to go back to bed and take a nap, a morning nap. And then I prayed before I went to bed, I was like, oh Lord, my daughter's depending on me to be well today, to have strength and energy I don't have. Please give it to me so I can celebrate, because it is a blessing to be here and to experience her 10th birthday with her. And I know he wants me to experience it with her and have fun and celebrate. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna take this nap, y'all, family, and my husband is so good and gracious about that. And so I went back to bed, and I woke up later that morning, and I got up out of bed, and I felt God's energy, because I didn't have it when I laid down. I took that time, I got up, and I was able to get ready, get dressed, go out, went to the water park, 90-degree weather, had a good time, came home, and relaxed a bit and did some other things. But yeah, so I thank God for that energy. But yeah, it is compounding. So, I'm starting to feel a little bit more tired, a little more sicker to my stomach after I get the treatments. And even today, Sunday, I still woke up this Sunday, still feeling sick to my stomach. That wasn't happening in the past. Usually by Sunday, I'm feeling good. The steroids have worn off, the Benadryl, but usually by Sunday, I'm starting to feel better. But yeah, this Sunday I felt kind of sick to my stomach. So all goes well. Next Friday, which I believe is the 27th, I am supposed to have my last chemo treatment, and that will be awesome, and that will be great, and I'm looking forward to it, only because it will be the end of chemo. That's why I look forward to chemo, to get it over with and get it done with, because I got stuff to do that I want to do. And so I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to summing up the chemo journey with y'all, and letting y'all know how that goes, how it's going, and what the plan is moving forward, and sharing more with y'all about how I feel, how I felt, and how things are going. So that is how it went on May 20th, the start of the 4th round. I'm glad to see the 4th round come, and I'm gonna be happy when it goes. So that's it. That's the catch up on how my body is feeling, how I'm feeling, how the doctor visit went, and the plan going forward. We're still working on it, but surgery is in the future. And that's probably just going to be like a cleanup of the remnants of where the tumor was, which is good. So it shouldn't be that invasive. But I'll know when I know more. You know more. And so I thank you all for continuing to come on this journey with me. And I thank you for caring so much about me. I thank you for all the kind words and all the prayers. I always tell people the prayers work, because I definitely feel the prayers. People are praying for me, and I feel the prayers, because God is showing up in my life and allowing me to be able to endure this. And I'm not alone. When two or more gathered and lifting up prayer to the Lord, He is in the midst. And so I thank you so much. I love y'all. Okay? And I shall see you in the next video. So thank you. Mwah.